The road to Grayford is a long one. 2 hours from Dallas to a flashing red light on State Highway 254. Population only about 600. And at one house on the outskirts of town. The latest long road has been the worst they've ever known.
That everybody here at Grayford knows I'm the crier. But all of my tears are usually happy.
Cindy Dickey has 2 sons, Dylan, her oldest, Remington, her youngest, and a year ago,
But it's been tough.
she told Dylan goodbye.
Probably the toughest thing I've ever done with him is let him go,
He joined the Air Force,
let him grow up.
stationed in Okinawa, a very long way from home.
It was the hardest thing I've done, ever.
It was the hardest. That was until July.
God is with them. They are with God.
There were 16 victims in that hot air balloon crash in Lockhart, Texas. 2 of them were family. Cindy Dickey's stepdaughter, Stacy Gore, a newlywed, died with her husband, John.
Who in the world ever thinks that if you have a national tragedy, there's 80 billion people in the world and you're going to have a child on a balloon? It's just not supposed to happen that way. But it did.
So what does a family like this need right now? Something to be happy about for a change. Like maybe an airman gone for a year and 10 days walking through the front door on his birthday.
I do. Oh my God!
Hey, Mom. What you doing? You're not supposed to cry.
I'm not crying.
Yeah, you are. You goober.
Oh, Mama. What are you doing?
You're not supposed to cry.
For Dylan, it's a bittersweet trip home.
It's tough.
They kept the Christmas tree up for him because it's his first chance to come home since his sister died.
I didn't believe it at first. I was like, there's no way that my sister was on a hot air balloon that crashed.
Which made it all that much more important that there was one more person he would need to see. That little goober, he calls him, his kid brother, who hated to see him go.
I hope he cries. I hope he cries. If he doesn't cry, I hope he just gives me a big old hug and tells me he loves me.
A girls' basketball game at their high school where the Grayford Jackrabbit Championship runs go all the way back to 1965.
Remington Shield.
And where the current boys team, along with sophomore Remington, were honored at halftime. Just so a big brother could pull off one more surprise.
What's up, little brother? How you doing? What's up, bud? What are you doing? You miss me?
Ladies and gentlemen, great alumni Dylan Hart. Big round of applause for Dylan Hart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna cry.
Nah, bro.
You look like it.
I'm a big man, bro. I'm a big man. Heartwarming, really.
Cool.
I really kind of miss this little guy.
Little guy.
Yeah. We all know I'm bigger than him, but it was really, really cool.
I didn't really know how much he meant to me until I didn't have him around. Missed the little guy. Took being away from home to figure that out, I guess.
And that's the lesson their mom hoped they would learn, that brotherhood matters, that you hold on to family as long as you can.
Okay. I love you.
Because there's no promise that long, long road will always bring them home. In Grayford in Palo Pinto County, Kevin Reece, Channel 8 News.
It's cool that we have this much food here.
And the reason Caden Newton's living room is full of so much food and the reason he's sitting on a case of
Chef Boyardee
is entirely his own fault. He went with his parents to donate at the food bank in Rockwall, but he didn't like what he saw.
Not like kid friendly. They didn't have like Chef Boyardee or pancake mix.
So he started his own company. He called it Mac and Cheese and Pancakes.
Those are my 2 favorite foods.
They asked friends and family to donate, made an Amazon wish list, and that was just 10 days ago. The living room now stacked halfway to the ceiling with all of Caden's kid-friendly foods.
And my mom's goal was 100, and mine was like 5,000.
And we never expected to get this kind of response. To get this kind of response is absolutely amazing to us.
Because when the Helping Hands Food Bank folks arrived, Caden had more than 7,000 items ready to go.
Let's get some mac and cheese in there.
He made sure he helped with everyone.
I got a little excited about all the kids that are gonna have food. I figured you might need a little more pancake mix.
Caden was still working when the food bank CEO stopped to sing his praises.
So Caden is showing us that you can't forget, that you got to continue to push forward and you got to continue to provide for those less fortunate.
Back when we interviewed Caden, he explained his simple reason for doing all this.
It made my heart feel happy.
And after an hour of loading trucks, what do you think of this so far?
It's awesome.
His heart and 2 trucks were full. You told me it made your heart feel good, so I wondered how your heart feels now.
All right.
It's even better. It's awesome.
Yes, it is awesome, but then again, so is he. In Rockwall, Kevin Reece, Channel 8 News. If we take you past the thousands of trees in Hood County's pecan plantation and stop on Monticello Drive at the Texas and American flags, you might think this is another story about another soldier getting another free home.
It's just exciting. It's just wonderful.
Well, yes, it is eventually, but this one is only half built.
I just can't believe they got this together.
And the only tools today are Sharpies with neighbors
We have to do a heart.
writing all over the walls.
I said, God bless you and your family.
The home is for Sergeant Diana Vasquez, an Army aviation mechanic with multiple injuries and surgeries, medically discharged after service in Afghanistan and Iraq. Hers will be Operation Finally Home's 134th mortgage-free home, just as soon as neighbors get done.
It means a lot to support their service.
Letting the soldier know how they feel.
I just want them to immediately feel like they're part of the neighborhood of Pecan.
Anytime you can actually see the goodness in people and what it can do for our soldiers, to see that in action, love in action, it's just awesome.
You can just see the burdens lifted from their face.
Dan Walrath is the founder of Operation Finally Home.
Knowing that they're going to have a place to call home.
He calls this part of the project Notes of Love, where every stud, every rafter, even the entryway floor gets a message of thanks, a Bible verse, or a blessing.
Always remember that we appreciate the service that she gave to our country.
But what good is all this graffiti and all this goodwill if the walls get covered up and the soldier never sees it? Well, that same afternoon,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
they made sure she did.
No crying. Man up. Man up. No crying.
Sergeant Vasquez, her husband, and their young son
God bless your family and you.
walked every room.
Look, hope, peace, joy, love forever. This is so cool.
And found out quickly what kind of people their new neighbors happen to be.
That is so awesome. That is so cool. Try not to cry. They don't know us from Adam, and yet they come in here and, you know, they sign the walls with love, and just everywhere you look, there's signs of love. It's a house of love, and I'm not gonna cry, but this is just, it hits you right in the heart, you know?
I think the good we do lives on, and I'm just trying to help her, you know, feel welcome.
She knows all these signatures are going to be in this house. Going to always give her a good feeling that people care for her and thank for what she did.
They walk in the home and they can just feel all those notes of love, just surround them, and just makes them feel much better.
I'm speechless. I mean, just so thankful, and there's not enough words to express my gratitude.
But her house, when it's finished later this year, will always bear these words: duty, honor, and country over the fireplace, a hug each time she enters the front door.
I'm just so thankful, just really humbled and just truly blessed.
Blessed that if walls could really talk, she'll be living in a house
Home at last.
where they always do. In Grandeur, Kevin Reece, Channel 8 News.